Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and in this video I'm going to show you the power of UVI sample libraries and UVI Falcon. So if you've never heard of UVI, they have a kind of competitor to Kontakt in a way, where they have a very powerful sample engine built inside of an incredibly powerful synthesizer. And they do the same kind of thing where they offer a free player where you can play a lot of their sample libraries without using Falcon. So what I've done is I've composed a song that is entirely made out of Falcon instances running various sample libraries from UVI. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the sounds, and then at the end of the video I'll show you the song that I've composed. So first track I'm going to use here is Falcon. You'll notice that every single one is Falcon loaded. But I open up Falcon and I have their PX V8 or their Voyetra 8 synthesizer sound. So I'll play the thing that I made with this. Yeah, it's a synthesizer. So I'm not going to go through the details of Falcon. I'm just going to kind of show you the sounds. But in just a high-level view, Falcon goes very deep. So if you do choose to get into their sample libraries, you don't have to ever dig into this. You won't be able to from the UVI workstation. But Falcon, you can kind of create things like this from scratch, and you can actually make like granular samplers. You can actually run it like a synthesizer. You know, it actually has synthesizers. It's not just a sampler. So anyways, that's enough for that. So the next sound is also an instance of Falcon, which is a bass sound. And in this case, I am also using their Voyager 8 sample library, which is a killer, vintage sounding synth that is very rare too. So it's cool that they sampled it. Now, the more interesting aspect, I'm going to go to this one, and you'll see what I have here. What I have is from their Electric Toy Museum, or their Toy Museum bundle thing. I don't know, it was on sale for the holidays. But they sampled, tons of toys. Like, their acoustic portion has, like, toy guitars, music boxes, kindergarten toys, and the electric portion of it has, like, those kind of old voice things where you could press a button and play a word or something to teach your kids how to like speak or learn the letters or something. There's also like little sampling instruments and musical toys and stuff. So I use that to play this cool talking thing.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1.
And using Ableton Live, I was able to use pitch hack to pitch it up, blend in this kind of recycling thing here. Then I used a auto pan to pan it left and right, in addition to EQing, reverb, and a what's this called, tape processor by Waves, which just adds a little bit of grit and character to the sound. So this is a very cool library just to add some character to the sound, because it's not often you hear toys used in a song. So it's a nice way to add an interesting dynamic. So the last track is actually a drum rack, and I'm new to Ableton, usually from the Logic world, so this was very fun for me to realize how to do. But I have a drum rack, and every time I hit a pad on my push, it triggers one of these instances of Falcon. So inside of this single drum rack, I have 7 instances of Falcon loaded, and each one has different things on it. So as I mentioned, I am new to Live, but I believe I can click on this and then click here to show you what I have loaded on each of them. So as a bass drum, I have this African djembe thing loaded. I go to this is kind of a tom, I guess. It's also kind of a snare. And I have a different djembe loaded. I go to the actual snare sound and I have a flamenco percussion loaded. Go to this one. Another djembe.
You are correct.
And here I have another one of those speaking toy sounds.
You are correct. You are correct.
And going next, I have another musical toy. I have a cymbal thing, so it has these sounds from kind of an old electronic toy kit. And then lastly, I have another drum thing from their Australian portion of the World Suite. And then that part turns into, first it turns into this. And then I add the speaking thing and it turns into this.
You are correct. You are correct.
So pretty quickly I was able to sculpt a very unique sounding drum kit using a bunch of different sample libraries from UVI. So this is kind of, speaking on the power of Ableton Live and also from the power of the UVI sample libraries. In Logic or something, this would be very complicated, but definitely doable. And you very quickly create a pretty powerful or pretty unique drum kit from sounds that aren't necessarily from a drum kit. So for the rest of this video, I'm just going to play the entire song, and it's short, but it's pretty cool. I just thought it was a nice demo to show UVI and Live and Falcon and stuff, and kind of how everything can be used to make an actual song. You don't buy these sample libraries to make weird little gimmicky things necessarily. You want to use them in a kind of a way that's cool. So enjoy the video. Please leave a like, consider subscribing for more to stay updated, and ring that bell as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.